Thank you for the introduction. Since the implementation of the Cobiss system in the National Library of Bulgaria in 2010, one of the important objectives of the library and of the National Cobiss Center in particular is to expand the activities of libraries in the Cobiss system. For this reason, one of the main goals of the Cobiss.Bg system is to implement new modules that have not been implemented yet. Therefore, the NCC of Bulgaria intends to initiate a procedure for the implementation of the Cobiss 3 serials software module, which includes all the procedures for acquiring serials and managing financial researches in funds. This module enables the automation of the following procedures for acquiring serials: purchase, receipt, and shipment of serials based on the exchange, legal deposit copy or gifts, maintenance of publication pattern data, performance of serials check-ins, claims for missing issues, and claims for payment documents. The National Library collects serials through purchase, legal deposit copy, exchange, and gifts. Subscriptions in Bulgarian and foreign languages is carried out every year, with which a wide range of newspapers and magazines is provided, with the aim of ensuring complete collections of them and preserving them as part of the national cultural heritage. Therefore, this module will allow us to automate the procedures for acquiring serials, thereby greatly increasing the efficiency of our work. The other main goal in our work plans is the procedure for implementation of the Cobiss 3 own software module in the Library of National Center for Information and Documentation. As a part of the Cobiss.net family and using Cobiss software to automate its existing operations, for the library, it's a common process to implement this important for the service department module. The library became a part of the Cobiss.net family in 2015. In 2019, implemented the Cobiss 3 acquisition software module. And as a normal result of the library's need for quality library service in 2022, starting a procedure for an implementation of the one module. Some of the most important benefits of the own module that the library members will be able to use are the possibility to reserve material, renew the loan period, view the loan history, received e-notifications, and other services provided to the users by the My Library application. Our next new project in the Cobiss.Bg system is related to one of the possibilities suggested by the Cobiss application, display the cover of library materials in Cobiss Plus. The main tasks related to this project are preparing an instruction for the necessary steps of the procedure and organizational decisions that need to be made for the successful implementation of this method. And the other projects on which we have focused our efforts is the renewing the work on bibliography Bulgaria in foreign literature in the Cobiss system. The beginning of the current registration of documents with the characteristic Bulgarica dates back to 1964, when the National Library began publishing the annual Bulgaria in foreign literature. In the following years, the bulletin underwent significant changes and in 1972 was decided to become a part of the current National Bibliography of Bulgaria, Series 7. A number of reasons, mainly related to difficulties in finding materials, led to the suspensions of its publication as one of the series of the current National Bibliography. Thus, since 2000, it has been published as an independent publication of the National Library with the title Bibliographic Index, Bulgaria in Foreign Literature. The goal now is to create the bibliographic descriptions in the electronic catalog and to create an output for displaying the index. The bibliography in structure is analogous to the issues of the current National Bibliography. The bibliography is structured in 3 sections: foreigners for Bulgaria and the Bulgarian people, Bulgarian authors in foreign languages, and publications in Bulgarian abroad. The editions include 7 indexes. They are index of personal names, of corporate body names, of titles, of series, of publications by country, of publications by languages, and UDC index. One of the main tasks is to prepare the documentation for realization of the project in new environment. This includes instructions, search strategy, professional and job characteristics, concept for disseminating this information. After discussing the current structure of the index Bulgaria in foreign literature and comparing it with the structure of the editions of the current National Bibliography, we came to opinion that the output algorithm of the Series 1 annual cumulative edition can be used to award extent as a basis and index of publications by country, one of the Series 2 indexes. Our main problem is related to the activity of searching and reflecting the documents with the Bulgarica characteristic. Attention should be paid to searching for information, increase of documents reviewed de visu, in the holdings of other libraries, review of full text databases, electronic journals, newspapers, according to a previously developed algorithm and search strategy, preservation of the bibliographic search method, and development of an algorithm for searching the internet. The expansion of authority control in the shared cataloging system is an important step towards linking data and ensuring access to data, increasing the quality of the National Library and information system. Our intentions are to expand the scope of authority control by adding authority control to corporate body names. In Bulgaria, the first steps in the authority control in an electronic environment were made in 1992. Then began the construction of the authority file of names of persons included in the National Bibliography. We started building the database AUB. This marked the beginning of the controlled search for the personal names in an electronic environment. A serious array of records has been accumulated, and after the implementation of Cobiss system in 2010, database AUB became the basis of the Conor.Bg database. In 2012, the AUB database was converted into Conor.Bg database. In 2016, we moved to the next stage, cataloging with authority control. At this time, there were 190,000 entries for personal names authority database, of which 63,000 have not been confirmed. Now, October 2022, there are about 262,000 entries in the Cobiss.Bg database. In 2019, the opinion that it's time to expand the authority control over the corporate body names is being enforced. We have started discussions about the possibilities and conditions for this project to be implemented. In the following 2 years, it was a little abandoned due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the changes conditions in which we had to work. Now it's time to renew our efforts in this direction, already with concrete proposals for the activities ahead. First step is to create a work plan and plan the duties. We must determine the period for which the test base will be created. After analyzing the bibliographic records, which contain corporate names as primary and secondary intellectual responsibility, we found out that if we go back 10 years, we have about 12,000 bibliographic records. This is a substantial array that covers almost all records created in bibliographic database since we joined the Cobiss system. Of course, it's important to prepare relevant instructions and manuals to regulate the process and associated activities. Parallel headings are the main specifics of Bulgarian authority file. Two facts must be kept in mind: the use of two scripts, Cyrillic and Latin, and use of different languages in the bibliographic records. As regards the practical implementation of authority control of corporate names, important is how we will prepare the initial database of authority records. Here, the approach is different from the implementation of authority control of personal names. If for the construction of the database of personal names, we had a ready array of records, the old AUB database, to be edited in accordance with the requirements of the Comarc A format, we don't have such an initial database for corporate names. The first phase of the implementation of authority control of corporate names is related to the preparation of bibliographic records and making set of records that will serve as a basis from which the authority records will be extracted. After we determine the period 2012 to 2022 and mark the bibliographic records that will be used for the initial database, we should check, and if it's needed, to edit bibliographic records. Selected bibliographic records must be accurate, created in accordance with cataloging rules and with established access points of corporate names. In this phase of the project, the experienced catalogers of the National Library must be engaged. An analysis of the test database records and the results of the editorial process should also be done. This is important for the next phase. Prepare the conditions for linking bibliographic with authority records, subfield 3. As we all know, in order to carry out authority control of the corporate body names, it's necessary to have authority records of the corporate body names to be linked to the bibliographic records. The realization of the project is possible only with collaboration with Izum. As a model for the implementation of authority control, we can use the Slovenian project Authority Control of Corporate Names in the Cobiss system and the experience of Slovenian colleagues, of course, with modification according to the specifics of Bulgarian model. In the Cobiss system, there is now also a new privilege, Cat New CB, for catalogers who have completed additional training to create and edit authority records for personal names. After analysis of the records from the test database and the results of the editorial process, National Library and TISUM should agree on the conditions for linking to bibliographic records and for the creation and updating of normative records of names of collective authors. Of course, all catalogers involved in the process must also undergo the appropriate training for working with records for corporate names. It should be noted that the Cobiss system doesn't gather Bulgarian library network as a whole. Only 2 libraries work in the Cobiss system. The implementation of the authority control is not related directly and absolutely to other local catalogs, but they will indirectly benefit from the results of creating authority file. The Cobiss system is the only one who possesses the potential to be the base of the construction and expansion of a modern national authority control in Bulgaria, which is assumed to be likely to give results. Personal name authority file Conor.bg is based on international standards, and the tendency is to expand the project to other access points of bibliographic records, while the long-term goal is, of course, participation in a virtual international authority file. Thank you for the attention.